Alright, today I'm going to talk to you about integers and absolute value. At some points during the video, I may ask you to pause the video and try a few on your own in the notes section of your notes page. Alright, let's get started. Today we're going to talk about positive numbers and negative numbers. Positive numbers are greater than 0. They may be written with a positive sign, but they're usually written without it. So the numbers that we've been working with up until now, just written as a number, is a positive number. For example, the highest temperature recorded in the United States is 134 degrees Fahrenheit in Death Valley, California. 134 degrees above 0 is a positive number. So it could be written as positive 134 or just 134. Negative numbers are numbers below 0 or less than 0. They are always written with a negative sign. For example, the lowest recorded temperature is 80 degrees below 0 in Prospect Creek, Alaska. So that is written as negative 80 degrees. Always with the negative because it is below or less than 0. Let's try a few situations in which we may use positive and negative numbers. Our first example is in the game of football, a gain of 20 yards. Now when I think of a gain, I think of it as increasing or getting something, and that's always going to be a positive number. So a gain of 20 yards in football is a positive 20. An increase. All right, let's look at another one. Spending $75. If I get rid of the money, I lose the money, I am less than what I started with. So therefore I am less the $75. So that is a negative $75. Forgot my dollar sign here. A negative $75. Right, let's look at the one more. This is 10 feet below sea level. Some cities are below sea level. So 10 feet below sea level, below tells me that it's going to be below 0. Sea level is 0. So below is a negative, and our value is 10. So it's a negative 10 is below sea level. All right, I'm going to have you try one. You may pause the video and in your notes section, try giving a representation of the number, taking $15 out of the bank. You may pause the video now. Okay, we will check that answer in class. The next vocabulary term that I would like to introduce to you is opposites. A number has an opposite, and opposites are the same distance from 0 on the number line, but they're on different sides of 0. If we look at a number line, opposites are the same distance away from 0, but in opposite directions. Let's try one. Well, before we try one, let's talk about one more vocabulary word. This vocabulary word is integers. An integer is any whole number and its opposite. Any whole number and its opposite. Remember, whole numbers are the set of numbers including 0 and all the counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So 0 and all of those numbers, including their opposites. That would be integers. So let's find some opposites here. Let's find the opposite of negative 4. All right, well, first I have to find negative 4 on the number line. There's negative 4. And I have to find how far it is from 0. So negative 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away from 0. So we'll call it 4 units away. So I'm looking for its opposite. Its opposite is the same distance from 0, but in the opposite direction. So I'm going to count 4 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. The opposite of -4 is +4 because it's still 4 units from 0. So -4's opposite is 4. Let's try another one. Let's find the opposite of a +3. Well, I'm going to start by finding +3 on the number line. And I'm counting the units from 0. 1, 2, 3. I moved to the right, so I'm going to start at 0 again. And I'm going to move 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. The opposite of +3 is -3. Are you seeing a pattern here? I think there's a pattern to it. Let's try one more. Let's find the opposite of 0. Now remember, an opposite number is the same distance away from 0. So if 0 is our number, then we moved 0 away from 0. So I'm going to move 0 in the right direction and 0 in the left direction. 0 is its own opposite. It's that special number that is its own opposite. No other number has that characteristic. Interesting. All right, I would like you to try one. I would like for you to try the opposite of 2. I want you to graph +2 and its opposite on a number line. You may pause the video now. All right, we'll go over that one in class as well. One more vocabulary term I would like to talk to you about today is absolute value. Now, I would like to find the absolute value of some numbers. Absolute value of an integer is its distance from 0 on a number line. So the symbol for absolute value is simply 2 lines. They must be larger than the number 1 so that whatever we put inside doesn't look like it goes with those numbers. For instance, let's try the absolute value of 5. All right, let's take a look at this number line here. We're going to find the absolute value, this is red, absolute value of 5. Remember, absolute value is distance from 0. So I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to find 5. I'm going to count my units because I don't care if it's positive or negative. It's just the number of units away from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The absolute value of positive 5 is 5. Okay, let's try one more. Let's find the absolute value of -7. Absolute value of -7. Again, absolute value is distance from 0, so I'm going to find -7. And I'm going to find how far is it from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the absolute value of -7 is 7. Remember, absolute value will never be negative because it's the distance from 0. Distance is never negative. Remember back to mean absolute deviation, it always had to be positive. All right, I would like you to try one in your notes section. Find the absolute value of -2. You may pause the video now. All right, we will go over that one in class tomorrow as well. Please come with your notes ready to share with your teammates so that we know that you've learned something from the video.